Hey y'all, it's Jessica. Welcome back. So today we're going to go through my June 2026 kit lineup. And the stack is a little bit thicker than usual because I want to make a couple amendments to my May lineup because I changed my mind about some things. So let's go through May first and then we'll get into June. So one of these is like an absolutely I'm swapping, and the other one is like a maybe I'll swap. And because I'm like 3 or 4 weeks behind in my planner anyway, I have some time to make up my mind. First of all, for the week of May 4th through the 10th, originally I was going to use Cafe with Anna's Blackbird kit for the Hayley Williams concert. Then I went to the Hayley Williams concert, and we also got tickets to Casey Musgrave's concert later this year. And I just decided I'm going to save that for the country concert in the fall because I feel like it's an arena tour, it's like a country western tour, it's going to fit that a lot better. And this was available, so I thought this kind of matched the coloring, the kind of vibes of the Hayley Williams tour and the album a little bit better. So this is Leonard Designs Hey Now. This is the printable version, so any issues with print quality or cut quality, those are from me. I only printed the first, third, and fourth sheet of the printable, so I have 6 pages here because I think that's probably going to be enough stickers to get through the week. But this is, I think this was like Clip Art Kit's Lizzie McGuire movie add-on to her recent Italy art, and Lynn took it and combined it with some features with some like of the minor clip art from like a Kitnish Jess concert set from a few years ago, and created this set that's very like lavender and like chartreuse and like highlighter yellow. So I felt like that fit the Hayley Williams concert a little bit more, especially because it was a more intimate concert in like an old theater rather than an arena or a stadium tour. It was amazing. I can't wait to talk about it when we get to that plan with me. So these are the full boxes. This is like one of the things that's definitely from Jess's clip art, this phone from her I'm a Fake art. But everything else here, I think the CD might be from Kitnish Jess as well, but I think most other things are from the clip art, from Nella's clip art set. I love this scene. This is, still kind of like a big concert tour, but like small enough that I feel like it matches the more intimate venue. So those are full boxes. Here's an extra full box. I think these are all from the Kitnish Jess set as well. I'm just kind of guessing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do feel like some of these things I remember from Jess's set. And I love when shops do that. Like when they bring together multiple clip art sets to kind of like flesh out the kit. I think that's great and shows a lot of creativity and flexibility. And I also love when there's like recurring kind of like characters in certain artists' sets. Like I've noticed in Da's palette, there's this tuxedo cat that makes an appearance multiple times. I don't know if she has a tuxedo cat, but I feel like he's kind of like her mascot in her art. That's kind of funny to me. Anyway, I especially felt like this color matched like Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party, which is the Hayley Williams album that she's touring right now. And so I just thought this would fit better than what I had pulled. So there's the washi and extra full box. Here's the deco and the square boxes and the habit trackers and weekend banner and stuff. So yeah, this is like a mix of the 2 different clip art sets. Glitter headers, labels, and some little things. And then some extra full boxes. This one's definitely from Jess's set, Destroy Negative Energy with the Power of Music. I love that they brought that in because it's a great vibe for, especially for the Hayley Williams tour that was like a lot about like mental health matters and like supporting LGBTQ plus youth and all of that. So we've got some extra full boxes, some other square boxes and labels, half boxes, headers, movie marquees. Oh, I'm gonna love to use one of these for the Hayley Williams concert. And then some checklists. And then we have the little things sheet. So Lynn does kind of like skinny little things and then kind of like chunkier ones that are patterned in the middle. So yeah, I think this should be enough to get through the week of May 4th through the 10th. And I think it'll just match the vibe of that concert a little bit better. I was originally going to use Cafe with Anna's Cowboy Carter set because a lot of the themes were still relevant to the Hayley Williams kind of like Nashville-ish focused album. But like I said, there's like a big like arena tour or like stadium tour type scene in that I just felt like didn't fit the vibes of this, and I feel like the colors are going to work a lot better with this. But don't worry, I will use that kit eventually. I just think it's going to fit better, ironically, with Kacey Musgrave's tour. So there's that. That's a definite that I'm changing in the lineup. The other one that I might change in my May lineup is the week of May 18th through the 24th. I had the Anastasia kit pulled from Pink Planner Shop. I might switch to Cafe with Anna's Batter Up. I have leftovers from this as well as some underlays. The only thing, we ended up going to a baseball game. That's why I would use this. The only reason I might not switch to this is that I do want to order some add-ons from Anna's shop, and she's currently taking a break. So I have 3 full boxes and a bunch of little things from when I used this last year. I have a couple more full boxes here. I didn't go to a Mets game because I live in California. But I still have lots of deco too that I could honestly use like as a full box, just like filling up a box with that. But yeah, I do feel like I need some add-ons because I bought the mini kit. And depending on how quickly I get to this week, I might just end up sticking with the Anastasia kit because like my team lost anyway when we went to this game, and like we were in the bright sun because it was an afternoon game, and it was kind of a bust of an experience if I'm being honest, but I got $10 tickets, so you get what you pay for. But I don't know if I'm going to go to another game this year. I might, but I might not. So I don't know. We'll see. I would be pairing this with the baseball underlays from Magical Sticker Co. This pattern is called Blue Pebbles. You can't really see the pattern like that much, but I mostly got it for the color because I felt like it matched this pretty well. So that's my thought there. I might stick with the Anastasia kit for the week of May 18th, or I might switch to this because I went to baseball. And I did not end up watching the movie Anastasia because I can't find it anywhere that I'm willing to pay the money that people are charging for it. So, and I don't currently have Disney Plus because I hate everybody right now. Anyway, not everybody, but like most companies are sus right now, if I'm being honest. So that closes out May. So let's go ahead and get into June then. Like I say, I feel like every year with my summer kit lineups, June and July, I often have no idea what's going to happen. I'm off work and things just kind of come up and I say yes or no to them as they come up. So July especially, I have nothing planned, which is nice and also terrifying because when I'm left to my own devices a little too much, I think a little bit too much. So we'll see. But let's go ahead and get into June. We'll deal with the July later and my existential crisis. As always, I'm going to use a monthly kit. This time it's from Caress Press. This is the last of the Caress Press kits that I currently have in my possession. And of course, June is Pride Month, and in California, of course, we have several major cities that host Pride events, and everyone kind of does them different weekends, which I think is probably on purpose in case multiple groups want to go to multiple events, or like similar groups want to go to multiple events. In Sacramento, our Pride event is the second weekend of June. I believe San Francisco's is the last weekend of June. And then like San Diego's might not even be in June. It might be in July, now that I think about it. And I don't know when LA's is. Those are like the 4 major cities in my opinion. I'm sure someone will correct me if they're from California. Anyway, so I've taken to mostly just using like monthly kits for Pride because it's Pride Month, and sometimes I go to events, sometimes I don't. I used to live in one town in Orange County that did a very small, like family-friendly Pride event that was great, and they usually did it like the first weekend of June. They still do it. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to use Pride Magic. This is Clip Art Kit's Pride art from, I think, last year. It's kind of like fairy Lisa Frank-ish themed. So these are the extra colors, the date dots, and the decos. It's very cute. We got the decorative bits. I believe these are, I remember using this garden party set, so I like to see those. This is what I mean, like when people pull from the work they've already done to like amp up a new kit. I love that. And it's kind of like non-traditional, more like pastel rainbow, which is kind of fun. So yeah, there's that sheet. I didn't get any of the sidebars, so like none of the gorgeous people from this art set are featured in it, but I just don't always buy a sidebar. So this is like the hammock scene and the pattern boxes and the labels. And then this is your icons, your square boxes, your marquee, and some more little things and labels. So quite excited to use this. I kind of have a backlog of like Pride sets that I want to use, and luckily sometimes I just don't end up buying like a weekly set, but like I always end up buying a monthly set for Pride for some reason. So yeah, I'm excited to use that art. And then we start getting into, I have no idea what's really going on. So let's go into the weekly kits. It might be that I don't know, I really, really try to use leftovers before I start buying new stuff. So we're gonna try. This is from Apple Blossom Prints, which is no longer open. This is for the week of June 1st through the 7th. This is an AAPI heritage kit that I have some leftovers from. I'm thinking I might need to like buy a printable set just to get more full boxes for this, because what I have is this double box. I'm gonna be real. Does anybody use these? I find these really difficult to use, personally. This is a gorgeous scene, obviously, but like, I don't know how to use this. So yeah. And then I have this museum scene left over. I love this pattern. This is like my primary motivation for using this, is like, not only am I AAPI, but like the patterns in this art set were amazing. I think this was Painted Lilacs, if I remember correctly. And I used this last year and absolutely loved it, and I want to make sure I use it again. May is typically AAPI month, but this is the first week of June and might as well keep it going. And then also there's a Filipino event going on this week that I might or might not go to. It's like fully outside in the middle of the day, and if it's like 99 degrees out, it's in a part of town that is like a heat island, so don't know if I really want to go. And potentially, I was gonna say potentially die. I wouldn't die, but like I would be very uncomfortable afterwards. So yeah, I've got some deco and some functional bits left over here. Glitter headers, and got some marquees and labels left over. Got a ton of little things as always. Also, I love this color in here. Like the colors in this are just so great, and like what a great start to like June and summer and all of that. Labels, plain labels, patterned. And then, oh my God, I didn't even touch this sheet at all. So like, that's why I feel really motivated to use this, because like, even though I don't have a ton of full box options left, I have a ton of functional stuff left. And then I pulled some red foil for this. Obviously it's not Lunar New Year, but some of these things might be relevant. Like these would look cute. I never know if I keep holding on to this shark full box overlay, but like I truly don't know when I'm ever going to use it. I have some scripts, and then I have some San Francisco overlays as well from Planahannah. One of my sisters lives in SF right now, and so there's always a chance, especially now that I'm off for the summer, that like I'll go into the city. So yeah, might do that. I think this would look really cute. Or I might save this for Lunar New Year for next year. I don't know, because Lunar New Year in addition to Pride is another one where I often like forget to get a weekly kit and then just end up getting a monthly kit. So like maybe I'll save this for them, but then there's like Lunar New Year art that I haven't used yet. So I don't know. I do not have the problem that a lot of people seem to have, which is like having like a shortage of kits that they haven't used. Like there's so many kits I have not used that, and I think it's because I use a lot of leftovers and I'm on a strict budget for stickers. But yeah, I don't know. I might use this even if I don't do anything like AAPI related, because simply by existing, my week is AAPI related. So I don't know. I kind of do just want to use this. So we shall see. But that's my idea so far for June 1st. And then this one I'm a little bit more sure of, but this would be another one where I want to get some add-ons from Cafe with Anna before I use it. But I probably wouldn't even end up filming this until late June anyway. So this is my idea for the week of June 8th through the 14th. I have some leftovers from Cultura from Cafe with Anna. And the reason why I might use this week is that I believe the World Cup begins this week, which FIFA, if you don't know, They're awful, that organization. However, I support sport, and it's kind of like my deal with the Olympics too. Like there's a lot of weird stuff with the Olympics, but it is a wonderful thing that we bring together all of these athletes from all over the world, and it's when it goes well, when people are sportsmanly and like nice, like it's a great multicultural event. It's just some of the organizational stuff is like, what the heck is that about? So anyway, I wanted to kind of commemorate that the World Cup is in North America this year, and I have a bunch of like football related jerseys left in this art. I also just thought this is fun as like a summer kit. I used this last year did I use it in September last year? I'm trying to remember what month I used it in. I think it was September, right? I don't know. I've totally spaced out of my 2025 planner. Like if you didn't notice, I did not film flip throughs, and like my mental headspace was just not good last year. There were a lot of great things that happened like event wise, but like, and a lot of great spreads that I did, but I just didn't feel like revisiting it. Sorry about that. Anyway, I have a million full boxes left over from this, so I want to use it again. And like I said, I feel like these are fun June colors, but yeah, I might get some of the add-on sheets because again, these are leftovers from a mini kit. I don't know. I like buying mini kits because like I can fully pull together a whole week just fine with one, but then I struggle to use the leftovers. So yeah, I love this pattern. This is a great pattern. Oh, I just realized I don't have bottom washi for this one because I used it all. Maybe I should pick some bottom washi. Let's see what I have. You want to use this? No. This is like my hot pink washi, this Japanese cat washi. Hold on. Okay, I don't know if this really matches, but I love this washi and I like rarely get to use it. It's like Jaguars or something. So it doesn't match entirely, but like it's fun. I don't know. I also don't know where this is. Where this is from. I'm pretty sure I got this from a D-Stash, but I don't know. I feel like that could be cute. So that's the ideas I have so far. And then do that washi, I think. And then I have like this rainbow pixie. My older nephew's birthday is this week, so I might cut out this script and use it there. I don't know. We're getting kind of creative and weird here, but that's my idea for June 8th so far. And then for June 15th, which is my youngest sister's birthday, through the 21st, I'm planning to use Pink Planner Shop's Great Outdoors. I believe I had this in my April lineup, but then it just didn't match up with what we actually did that week. So this is another printable, so any errors are on me. I've got the Extra Fashion People. I've got this double box that is gorgeous, but again, I don't know how to use these really without it looking kind of stupid. We've got the extra color and the extra pattern. And then we've got full boxes. I'm just going to quickly flip through this since if you've watched my lineups before, you've already seen this. Washi and extra full box. This one, I printed this sheet as well because this is one that I could see myself using a lot. So plain boxes, square and round boxes, little things, extra full boxes, and glitter headers and habit trackers, deco and checklists, and we are back to the beginning. So that's what I'm planning to use for June 15th through the 21st. Not both of my sisters, I have other sisters besides them, but my two sisters who have June birthdays have their birthday this week. And then the next week, my elder nephew, who I already mentioned, is graduating. I don't think the graduation ceremony is this week, but his graduation party is this week. I don't know that I'm going to be able to go, but my husband's definitely going to go. And I want to commemorate my sister-in-law getting her elder kid to the end of K through 12. Congratulations. So I have a bunch of stuff left over. I could also buy a printable of like the Kitnish Jess graduation art that I believe came out last year. I do really want to use that at some point, and it's funny because the art in that really reminds me of UCLA, which is funny. But yeah, I have a bunch of different things. This is from Beautiful Mess. This is from Simply a Mess. And then the rest of this is from Cinderella Paper. I have lots and lots of different full boxes because I feel like I've bought this kit in like every iteration and used it multiple times for myself, for my sisters, so on and so forth. So again, I really try to use leftovers when I can because I don't like throwing sticker paper out. It seems like a waste. So I'm going to try to use as much of this as possible, and we will see what happens. I don't really have any other plans this week, I don't think. So if it doesn't turn out great, that is fine. But that's the idea. Probably use this box. And I still have washi from Michaels from several years ago. I bought these in 2020 when I graduated with my master's, and didn't have a graduation because it was 2020. So I can't use, I cut out these ones every now and then, the ones that don't say 2020, but they have other like congrats grads and tassel was worth the hassle. I cut those and use those for cards and things like that. These are the ones where I can still use them because they don't say 2020. So there's one that's gold and it says congrats grad. Oh wait, no, that one does say class of 2020. Just kidding. I don't know why I hold on to those. I don't think I'm going to do any other scrapbooking from grad school. Although maybe I will. I don't know. So many things have happened since then. But I always love using this one with the gold and black caps. And then this one with just black caps. It says grad. This one can just go into my general collection, honestly, because it's just gold and white stripes, and then this one is black with gold stars on it. Honestly, if you want any graduation washi, DM me on Instagram and I'll send you a couple samples because there's only so many times a year only so many years I can use this. So yeah, that is my idea for June 22nd. I might change that, but I might not. This one also might get moved to whatever week the graduation actually takes place. I don't know when it actually takes place, I'm going to be honest. So, but that's my idea so far. And then the week of June 29th through July 5th, I'm going to commemorate Clover's adoptiversary. I got Clover, my second cat, on July 1st, 3 years ago. She's asleep next to me. It's her nap time. And I got this printable from Pink Planner Shop this year. I've used this art many times already. I'm still not sick of it, so we're gonna use it again. So this is Pink Planner Shop Cat Mom. Again, this is a printable, so printing and cutting is all on me. And this box, I will never get tired of it. So the little kitten snuggling his teddy bear. There's an old teddy bear that I have that I keep under the bed. Just to keep it like out of the way, and sometimes it's on top of the box that has my wedding dress in it, and sometimes that's Clover's like nap spot, and she'll be snuggled up with the teddy bear. So honestly, she this kind of looks like her, even though she's not a tabby. She's a calico with tabby pattern. But yeah. And then you just got the books. It's so cute. Like I said, I never get tired of this art. I think I've used it like at least once a year. I think I used it this year already in January. I did, yeah. I use it at least once, if not twice a year, every year since it came out, which I think was also the year that Clover came out. What? Okay, that sounded weird, sorry. The year that Clover was born, which was 2023. Sorry. Pattern boxes. I love the mouse pattern and the toe bean pattern. Or paw prints, whatever you want to call it, but I'll say toe beans. Plain boxes, little things. These are really hard to turn through sometimes. Rounded boxes and squared off boxes. And then the deco and the checklist and movie marquees and your glitter headers and your extra full boxes and headers and appointment labels. And yeah, that's that. And then I also have some extra full boxes that I printed and cut on like a bigger sheet that I cropped myself. So I think I have enough full boxes here to get through like 2 weeks fully. So that's kind of cool. And then like I said, I've used this art before. This was Apple Blossom Prints. I have a bunch of extra boxes here. I don't know if I'm going to need to use these, but I have them pulled with that sticker kit. All right, so that is June 29th. I know that technically goes into July, but I might as well show it now because this is the one that I'm like sure of. I will always use. I'm not saying always, but like I will probably often use a cat related kit for the week of Clover's adoptiversary and for Evie's adoptiversary and for either of their birthday weeks as well. So that's that for June 29th. And then for June 22nd, we might be using all of these graduation leftovers that I've collected over the years, along with my Michaels washi, because Lord knows I need to use that up. And for June 15th, we will use Great Outdoors by Pink Planner Shop. And for nope, we're in June, not July. For June 8th, I'm gonna try to use Cultura with this is a leopard or a jaguar or I don't know, something fun, bright colors. And for June 1st, we will use maybe this Honor art. I think these two are the same artist, if I remember correctly. I think they were both painted lilacs. With possibly some red foil, depending on what happens this week. And then at the very beginning of June, of course, we will kick off Pride Month with Pride Magic by Caress Press. And then we will put Batter Up and Hey Now in the May lineup. So, sorry, my lighting just rapidly changed. Our weather here at the end of May is very bizarre. It's like super hot one day and then like literally a hailstorm the next day. I'm not really sure when I moved to Texas, but also apparently we're heading into an El Nino weather pattern, which means this next winter is gonna be crazy. Anyway, yep, those are my ideas so far. Let me know if you have any feedback on like which ones you like better or which ones you think I should kick out. It's never gonna be an option to tell me to not use leftovers. That's just, you know, that's the Berkeley in me. So don't tell me not to do that, but let me know what you are using in June. Give me some other ideas if you have any. Thanks again for watching if I didn't say that already, and I will talk to you in my next one.